Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas, where it's playoff time between the Chicago Bears and the Dallas Cowboys. Bob Avellini, number 7, the Chicago Bear quarterback, got them into the playoffs for the first time since 1963. And Roger Staubach, the NFC's number 1 thrower, the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Texas Stadium on a bright, clear day is sold out. Packed house.
Aren't they?
And one day late, we'd like to say Merry Christmas to you. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. No atmosphere like the playoff time or championship time. And what do you think?
I think it's not nice to fool with Mother Nature, and being an overwhelming favorite like the Cowboys are can be a precarious position. I think the pressure's on Dallas, and if I was a Chicago Bear, I'd come out and knock things around, lay my ears back, and see if I couldn't make things happen. You'll hear number 55's name called out quite often. Here's the defense. Hartenstein, the big Penn Stater, Osborne, Rideout. He's the big kid from Utah, but they're young there, and Newsom, of course, on the outside.
The linebackers, Buffon, Hicks in the middle, and Wayman Bryant. There was some question about whether or not he'd play. The secondary, Ellis and Livers on the corners, Finsick and Plank, the hitters.
And they are bangers into the safety spots.
Green pass is set up to Dorsett. Lost it. I think the Bears have recovered. Looks like it. Osborne with the football. Right out.
Big turnover, but it was a very poor run by Dorsett. Watch how he should go outside, and I'm sure he's thinking to go outside, and he cuts back inside where he gets caught up by the trailers. And Flatt carrying it very loosely and stripped of it. It was Osborne that stripped it.
Rideouts that got the hand in, and Osborne who made the recovery. So it's first down. Chicago Bears. Line of scrimmage, their own 42. Avellini, the quarterback, will set the rest of the offensive unit in just a second. Gonna throw early, and does. Couple of tackles broken up by number 89, James Scott, the wide receiver, finally stopped by D.D. Lewis.
Boy, is he tough. He's a 4.40 man that played in the WFL and used to disappear, but trying to make planes for other games, but he caught 50 passes this year.
And now the offensive line.
And is this young and bullish, huh? Albrecht, first year. Jackson, Pfeiffer, Sorey, and Lick is only in his second year. That's young.
The wide receivers are Rather and James Scott, who just caught that pass. The tight end is Greg Latta. Here is Walter Payton to his left. Payton, not much. Harvey Martin, the defensive end on that side. A third down situation coming up and a shotgun formation for Dallas, and Rogers going to run. He'll get the first. And does to the 35, running left. Second and 10, it is Newhouse to the weak side. Newhouse got another Dallas first down. A fine effort by Robert Newhouse. And Salve moves over on this side. Dorsett went outside the trap. And outside the boundary mark. Allen Ellis chased him out of bounds. Salve in motion. Dorsett will not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Gary Finsick, a fine play.
Well, the kid from Yale is really a headhunter, I'll tell you. Watched him against the Giants the other day, one of those few times, Patrick, when we get a chance to watch other teams play and watch the television, and I'm telling you, he hits you before, after, and during the play.
At beautiful Texas Stadium. No score as yet. It's third down now for Dallas. They need 4 for a first. Roger Staubach throws outside and got it to Drew Pearson. Allen Ellis. Newhouse. Misdirection. Fumble, and the Bears have it again. Gary Finsick on the recovery. First and 10 Dallas right now as Drew Pearson goes back in motion past Staubach. Hits back to Dorsett. Squirms around outside the 25 to the 26 where Gary Finsick made the tackle. Buffon is sort of the leader, not only of the defense, but of the entire Bear team. There is number 55. 11 years of experience. First time in the playoffs. The hand of John Fitzgerald. It'll give the ball back to Roger. Dorsett. Upset is Dorsett because he didn't cut back. A little altercation going on down there. And
Doug Blank and Butch Johnson, I believe.
Second down, 8 yards to go for a first down for the Cowboys. Golden Richards. Inside the 30. He's going to retire. Roger again fakes. Looks deep. Now run. Chased by Newsom. Starbuck still going. Out of bounds. At about the 13-yard line. Goes in motion. Newhouse has the football. Newhouse cutting back. Newhouse running over everybody. Down to about the 6. Allen Ellis made a tackle. He weighs 205. At the 2, they put it down. Dorsett is the deep back. That's Doug Dennison. And that's a Cowboy touchdown. I think that's what they call, though. First and 10 Dallas, nevertheless. Starbuck looking around. He's going to take off again, and does. And rolled around for about 6 before Jim Osborne made the tackle. Second down, 6 yards to go. 4-yard scramble by Starbuck. Here's Dorsett. Dorsett has a first down. Opening minutes of the second quarter at Texas Stadium. The fake to Dorsett. The throw to Drew Pearson, and he's got some room. To the 30. Out of bounds at the 28. Virgil Livers knocked him down. Going for more. For Dupree. It is a touchdown. Heck of a catch by Billy Joe Dupree. Caught by Scott. Bear first down. Benny Barnes on the tackle. We have not mentioned the name of the other running back so far. First down the Bears have been able to make. And that was the reason for the spike. That's the first time I've seen that one called. Ball's at the Bears 23. Fake to Harper. Looking for Scott, and Avellini's going to take off. Tackled by Henderson. Dorsett and Newhouse, still the setback. Here comes Pearson in motion. Newhouse. 8. Allen Ellis and Doug Plank made the tackle. Newhouse again. It's a first down and more. Robert Newhouse stopped by Gary Fensick. But Newhouse bangs down to the Bear 32. An 18-yard pickup. Dorsett to the 25. They do it again, they say. Staubach sets up a screen to Newhouse. And I mean sets it up. To the 8. Staubach on a quarterback draw, sees nothing materialize. That's Jerry Myers who wrapped him up. By a friend Herrera. It is good. And Dallas moves out 17-0 on a 21-yard field goal by a friend Herrera. The shadows at Texas Stadium cause us some problems. Harvey Martin almost, Walter Payton in a collision with Cliff Harris. Payton bounces up, and so does Harris. That the Cowboys could have drafted Payton. They had a shot at it. Passed him by for Randy White. It wasn't bad. Outside Roland Harper. Harper cuts back inside. Henderson is the guy who brought him down with help from Harris and Randy White. He and Noah Jackson make quite an impressive pair of offensive guards. Second down, Avellini outside. Benny Barnes knocks Steve Schubert out of bounds. But that's a Bear first down. Avellini gives to Payton. Too tall Jones got a hand on him, but Payton stays on his feet. Rockets down before he is stopped by Benny Barnes and Cliff Harris.
weak side sweep that time, and Too Tall really made penetration. And when we're talking about penetration, we're talking about a long, lean body. Peyton doesn't even see it. Good block by Sorey on the outside, and I'll tell you, Peyton, sort of like a pinball, isn't he? He just bounces around.
Second down, Chicago. First time they've been in Cowboy territory. Outside Schubert. It is complete. Aaron Kyle on the coverage. And Schubert are too numerous for us to mention right now as Avellini throws for Latta. Charlie Waters takes him down. The Bears as a team didn't have many more than that. Avellini with good protection this time for Latta. Picked off by Waters. Charlie Waters is going to stay in the end zone, and now he comes out. Waters comes out to about the 11, and he's disgusted with himself, not because of the interception, but because of that indecision in the end zone. Peyton is standing back at the 5, trying to figure out now which way Herrera is going to kick it. He's going to try to kick it away from Peyton, but this time Walter will have a chance. At the 5, he takes it. And Peyton cuts back. Peyton still on his feet and still struggling. Randy Hughes put the clamp on him finally at the 31-yard line.
A war.
The Notre Dame players were staying in the same place we were, but it was already a war. Picked off by D.D. Lewis, and D.D.'s got some blockers. Lewis around the corner to the 30. Lewis to the 20 and out of bounds. Dan Piper knocks him out of bounds, but the Cowboys have it in good shape. They lead 17-0. Ball on the 22 now as Newhouse lost to him. He had 79 yards himself in the first half. Here's Dorsett. He's in. Avellini has Peyton and Harper behind him. The blitz, and Avellini running from Kyle, goes down, fumbles, and I believe Dallas has it. Herrera's first name, by the way, is spelled E-F-R-E-N. And there have been a lot of questions to ask about how you pronounce it. It is good from a friend. First down, Dallas. They lead 27-0. Newhouse on a delay, stopped by Jerry Myers. 27-0. Cowboys over Bears. From the shotgun. Only the second time today. Staubach throws. Picked off by Virgil Livers. Livers gets back to about the 43-yard line where Jay Saldi knocks him out of bounds. But the Bears, for the second time now, have the ball in Dallas territory.
Okay, Roger makes a mistake. He looks for the short man curling out and decides at the last minute to throw quickly and off balance. Livers had 2 during the regular season and a big one here in this playoff, and the Bear defense is very much alive.
The Bears desperately need to get something on the scoreboard, and they give to Walter Payton. That's as good a way as I know. Payton bounces, stays on his feet. Is that incredible? Harvey Martin finally got him down, the ball carrier.
Now, Sorey got out in front in great shape, the big right guard. We said he's 267 or 8. And I'm telling you, Peyton hit ahead, pulled back, and kept the darn legs going. And just watch it from the way the Cowboys saw it. Watch this contact here. Henderson makes good contact, doesn't he? It's like a unicycle.
He stays in the block. Good protection this time, throws down the middle. Again, it's picked off. This time it's Waters. Waters cuts back to the middle. It cuts back to the other side. Charlie Waters still on his feet. And still, Waters to the 46. Bob Avellini finally made the tackle. Good team. Second down, Chicago. Avellini drops in his own end zone. Ed Jones almost had him for a safety, but Avellini gets it out to Greg Latta, and the Bears cough it up. D.D. Lewis picks it up. Lewis at the 8-yard line where Dallas will take over. Jennison and Robert Newhouse and Dorsett. This is Dorsett. This is the Dallas touchdown. But I wouldn't like them to think about too much other than what they've got in front of them. That's Walterscheid. Out to about the 29-yard line, almost broke it. Stopped by Benny Barnes. It's second and 10. Avellini throws, picked off. This is Charlie Waters' third of the day. Waters to the 30. Brinson moves. Roger. He's got Brinson. Now they have a Dallas first down. Doug Buffoon knocked him out of bounds. In the shade is a friend Herrera for the field goal number 3, which again splits it. Dallas moves out in front 37-0. That is Walterscheid returning and breaking. And down finally by Jim Cooper, I believe, number 61. 40-yard return. Either Los Angeles or Minnesota. Harvey Martin apparently got back, and here's Payton running left. Payton breaks a couple of tackles and continues. A flag goes down. I think we might have a face mask, unintentional.
Yeah, and very quickly taken off. It might have been Henderson reaching around. They needed somebody to replace him inside.
There's Payton struggling again. Payton got 8 or 9 yards before Mike Hegman made the tackle along with Randy White.
Looked like he was running through the surf, didn't he? He must have had 4 bodies down around the ankles, and he just kept wading through.
Second and short. Here's Robin Earl, who lunges over the top for Bear first down. Charlie Waters made the tackle. Came close, he threw. Here's the draw play to Payton. The struggle for the football. It belongs to Dallas. Cliff Harris. Anybody would have a tough time displacing him. Steve Schubert. Danny White goes to Schubert at the 33. Schubert went out of bounds. Jay Salvi almost took his head off. Avellini drops. Throws quickly. Schubert. Charlie Waters. We got some competition. Second down for the Bears and 7 to go for a first down. Avellini throws outside. Schubert has it. Knocked out of bounds by Mark Washington. Benny Barnes gets a little rest. That's a Bear first down. Cowboys put the heat on Avellini, and he fires for Schubert, and he's going to have a Bear touchdown. Cliff Harris back there with him, but Steve Schubert takes the strike from Avellini. And that makes it Dallas 37, the Chicago Bears 6. Here it is.
First touchdown catch for Schubert, and he has a lot of moxie. We've said he was hurt during the middle part of the year. He takes it inside and breaks back out to the corner, and this ball's extremely well thrown. And Cliff Harris, the man from Ouachita Baptist, is just a little late for the first time.
Running backs behind Danny White are Doug Dennison and Larry Brinson, and that's Dennison. Dennison almost gets the first down. Tom Hicks, the middle linebacker, made the tackle. This is Pete. First down for Avellini and the Bears. Fires down the middle, and Robin Earl has it. Stopped by Mike Hegman, number 58. The blue seats start to show up as the crowds begin to leave and get that early start. Outside it goes to Walter Payton. He slips by Aaron Kyle and cuts back to the middle. He's still on his feet. Payton out to midfield. And just a little example of his capability right there.
There's one. That's Kyle, a number 1 draft choice. 2, 3, 4. Randy White, number 1. Cliff Harris, it was 6.
Robin Earl and Johnny Musso are now the running backs. Avellini throws outside. Scott has it at the 35-yard line of Dallas. Aaron Kyle stopped him. They deserve to go into the playoffs. Here's Doug Dennison breaking out for a first down. Gary Fensick made the tackle. Tom Landry looking across the field, looking for Jack Pardee, and looking to shake hands right now.
I remember, though, when he had the expansion team, and that was really a bunch.
Tom, you mean?
Yep, Tom Landry, and I never heard him alibi or complain then either. He wears well, doesn't he?
He hasn't changed.
When teams face the Dallas Cowboys' flex defense led by all-pro defensive end Harvey Martin, number 79, they often try to spice their God-given talents with a little something extra. Unfortunately for Walter Payton and the reborn Bears, their first playoff appearance in 13 years foundered on the rocks of the Doomsday Defense. The flex was devised by Tom Landry to nullify great runners like Payton by swarming to the point of attack in a white wave of defenders. It is an old boxing adage that when the body goes, the head is sure to follow. Without the threat of Payton, the Chicago offense became a headless horseman. The Dallas defense held the NFL's leading rusher to 60 yards on 19 carries. Thus, an unhealthy burden was placed on the Bears to stop pro football's #1 offense, which has more surprises in its playbook than the Encyclopedia Britannica has pages. With Tony Dorsett used wisely as a decoy in the early going, number 44 Robert Newhouse became the wheel horse for Dallas, and his rock and roll running style kept Chicago off balance all afternoon. Quarterback Roger Staubach threw sparingly but effectively, and his deft pump fake freed tight end Billy Joe Dupree for a well-conceived 28-yard touchdown. The Cowboys pounded out a 17-0 lead at the half, and then in the final 30 minutes, they unleashed their greyhound. Behind the block of center John Fitzgerald, number 62, on middle linebacker Tom Hicks, number 54, touchdown Tony Dorsett navigated through a maze of bodies to 6 points. On the day, Dorsett gained 85 yards and scored twice. But the key that unlocked the door to victory was held by safeties Charlie Waters, number 41, and Cliff Harris, number 43. Harris is the enforcer of the Dallas deep defense and prowls the secondary in search of teeth-rattling hits. Waters used to be picked on when he played cornerback for Dallas. Now he is an all-pro safety with the freedom to roam far and wide and still be there when the ball arrives. Waters picked off 3 of the Cowboys' 4 interceptions and coupled with a rush that flustered, frightened, and flattened quarterback Bob Avellini, Dallas airmailed the Bears' passing game back to Chicago. Dallas dominated on the broad backs of their defense, flew on the winged feet of Tony Dorsett, and put the Bears to rout 37-0 by the 4th quarter. While most of the sellout crowd filed toward the exits, the more discriminating fans witnessed the hustle and grit which brought the Bears so far so fast this season. It all starts and ends with Walter Payton, who played the final period groggy from an earlier tackle, but proved that though his mind was unwilling, his heart was still able. The Bears' lone score of the game materialized when Cliff Harris, number 43, failed to read and react to Bob Avellini's intentions. Before Harris could recover, number 85, Steve Schubert, clutched a touchdown that salvaged a little bit of pride on a lost day for the Bears. Today, the Cowboys' potential finally caught up with their talent, and they flew to the NFC Championship 37-7.